Hey, good morning, you guys. All right, we are going to 2 pieces of paper. I got 2 different colors just because it doesn't really matter. You can use sticky notes. It will work. It's a little smaller, obviously, but it will work with sticky notes. So we're going to build a foldable to kind of help us out with surface area and give you a 3-dimensional model to physically look at. I would like for you to please, when you finish, put this in your notebook. Yes, I know, but it's got to go in your notebook. So skip a couple pages from where we ended and plop this in your notebook. All right, so with your first piece of notebook paper, I need you to take one corner and fold up so that you end up with a nice, neat, Miss Reynolds is very picky, making sure your folds are as clean as you possibly can get. So I've got my first foldable, or my first fold, excuse me, made it into a triangle. And we are going to cut off this little extra piece. So got my handy dandy scissors. And let's see if I can do this without cutting part of what I need. So I'm just cutting, cutting off that extra rectangle. Oops. Trimmed a little bit, but hey, that's all right. So there we go. So now we have basically a triangle. Okay. Got that? Well, you can pause the video. All right, when I unfold, I'm back to a square. Duh, thank you, Miss Reynolds, I know. Then I need you to fold the other direction. So basically I took my square, there we go, we'll get it right. Took my square and now I'm folding the other corner to corner. So when I end up, I should have 2 lines that go directly. I'm going to trace mine so you can, I'm going to try and trace them neatly so you can see them a little easier. All right, so there's one, there's one fold. And then I'm going to go corner to corner. And remember, I'm just simply, remember we've done this trick before, holding my paper like this and running my pen in that crease so I can get a nice straight line. I'm actually better at doing this up against the board than I am on a flat surface anymore. All right, so now you should end up with lines across the middle. And we are going to go back to our handy dandy scissors. And I would like for you to trim, pick a corner, any corner, and I want you to trim right up that folded edge to just the center of your triangle, or square. Oh my goodness. Right up to the center of your square. Okay. And you can pause here while you do that. Now here's the fun part about this. When you take this cut edge and you fold your shape, you end up with a handy dandy 3-dimensional triangle. And if you look back here, this would be, ta-da! Good thing I did it right. All right, so you've got your 3-dimensional triangle. And what I'd like for you to do on each side of your triangle, we're going to put a label. So we're going to flatten it back out. I want you to put side and label it base times height. So there's one of my triangles. All right, let's do that on all of our sides. Well, 3 of them, because the other one gets tucked. Base times height divided by 2. And on side number 3, base times height divided by 2. And I'm going to get all energetic and go ahead and just do all 4 sides, because I'll show you another trick. See, you think as you move and make these things. All right, so when I fold it back into a triangular pyramid, so here's my beautiful pyramid, almost as good as the Egyptians. You end up with your 3-sided shape, and remember, you always have a base. This is why we're going to put this in our notebook, so that we have a base behind it. And then you'll be able to fold it up and plop it in place. So I'd like for you to take this little guy and set him on a piece of paper for now. We'll glue him in our notebook a little bit later, or tape him in our notebook a little bit later, but just kind of set him on a piece of paper. And now you have a way to remember, how do I do this? This is my side, plus my side, plus my side. And remember, it is a triangular pyramid, so your base also counts. So with a triangular pyramid, how many sides does that mean I have if I count the bottom as a side? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so when you are working on surface area of a triangular pyramid this week, so you're working on these guys, and we will do some examples a little bit later, but that is basically the shape that you were looking at. So if I took this guy and I pretended he had a base, there's my side, my side, my side, and if you want, you can open it up and say, oh, it's a base, okay? It's not a perfect net, but I gave you a couple of examples on your work, and that's basically what those are. That's called a net. We've taken it, we've exploded it. These 2 weren't my favorite, so I don't think I gave them to you, but you can kind of see different ways to explode a net to work with a triangular pyramid. So this week with this foldable, only the triangular pyramid. Okay, we're going to do that Monday and Tuesday. And then on Tuesday evening, I will post up your next activity. Don't lose him because we're going to reuse him. And we'll talk about how do I do a pyramid with a square or a rectangle. Oops, sorry, square. Only works with a square. How do I do it with a square base? All right, I will see you guys soon. Don't lose your beautiful foldable, because you will need it for the next video when we work on our next assignment. See you soon.